Hey Sagittarius, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope you guys are having a good week. Hope you're having a good month, almost to the end of it. Hope Mercury retrograde has been relatively kind to you in its retrograde motion. Sagittarius, this is how's your money, how's your honey. We do 3 for the money, 3 for the honey, 1 for overall energy, and 3 for guidance from the universe. And at the end, I will pull an oracle card from the Trust Your Vibes Oracle deck by Sonia Choquette. This is a reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So let's see what we got going on for you, Sagittarius. So your first card, the Ace of Wands. Second card, the 8 of Coins. Third card, 4 of Wands. For your honey row, 7 of Coins, King of Swords, and the 3 of Coins. And from the bottom of the deck, the Nurturing Queen, the Queen of Coins. All right. So Sagittarius, let's see what we got going on with you. How's your money and how's your honey? So just by looking at your cards here for your money row, it looks like you guys have been inspired to start something new as far as your money is concerned. So I'm thinking some of you may have started a business, or you're really considering very deeply about starting a business. With the 8 of Coins next to it, and nothing but hard work. Putting in the work, the money will come. However you're going to look at it or deal with it, however it resonates back to you, whether it's a new business or maybe even a new job for some of you. You're working hard at it. You're going to continue working hard at it. Your goal here at the end of this row with the 4 of Wands is to get to the next level. And it looks like that's exactly what you're trying to do with the hard work that you're putting in. You were trying to get right to the next level. It is a struggle. I feel that you're tired. You don't want to go to work. If you started a new part-time gig, it's probably kicking your butt more than you thought it was going to. But let me say this, with your overall energy being the Queen of Coins, since we're talking about money, there may be an instance with your money where you may want to get a little messy. And I think your overall energy, yeah, you're trusting with your money somebody a little too much. And I don't know, this is a resounding theme with a lot of the zodiac right now about money and people having their hand in your money. I think it's just the energy that's out there right now. So Sagittarius, don't get messy with your financial planning. Don't do that. And it seems like it's not a difficult thing to have happen. But be careful, and I just gave this warning out to Libra. I think Libra and Scorpio, Sag. Be careful with third parties that you have involved with your money. You are working way too hard to have somebody fucking over your money at the bank, at the grocery store. I don't care. It doesn't matter. But you are working too hard to have somebody just kind of flipping you off about your dollars. Again, we're in Mercury retrograde, so it could be a thing where people are just, they're not paying attention to what they're doing with your money, which is a mess. But either way, don't get messy with your money, Sag, and don't let anybody else get messy with your money. In your honey row, looks like you guys are putting yourself on a path where in your current relationship, you're trying to nurture it. And for some of you, and this is going to resonate for some and not with others, but for some of you, it looks like you have recommitted yourself to a relationship that you really were trying to just throw out the window. And you may be doing this more for practical purposes right at this moment. because the last card in your honey roll is the three of coins, and that's about making plans. Seven of coins is about achieving goals. So you go from where you're trying to achieve goals to making plans. Get those goals out there and you start making plans. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. But in the middle of that, the King of Swords, you may be, and this is not going to be everybody, but you may be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone that has air qualities in their natal chart. You're making decisions, Sagittarius, to keep the peace pretty much with this relationship right now. And again, it may be a thing where you have just recommitted yourself to this relationship because of things you're trying to get done. Don't make any quick decisions about this relationship, Sagittarius. Whatever it is, don't make any quick decisions. For most of you, this is a relationship you've been in. You didn't just get it. You didn't just meet this person. Because I'm just looking at the way the coins are falling on the table. You're working hard and you're trying to achieve some goals with this person. And they may be an air, they may be an air sign. They may also be an earth sign, Sagittarius. So it may be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn that you're dealing with, or someone that has those energies in their natal chart as well. But continue doing what you're doing. I know you're making decisions as far as the relationship is concerned to keep the peace, but don't get so caught up in trying to keep the peace that you're not able to stand up in your own truth, because sometimes you get so caught up in just trying to keep things cool and not upset the angry giant here. You're just making decisions that are to keep the peace and not really to deal with any emotional content that is in the relationship. So be mindful of that as you go through this. As you get further into the spring, so this is the first day of spring. As you get further into the spring, we're talking about April, maybe the beginning of May, you're going to see in the relationship where you were able to nurture. And if there are any plans, you'll see where those plans are. It may not be about making plans to take a trip. It may be about making plans to make a move. And you may not necessarily be moving with your partner. That energy is there. For others of you, you may be moving with your partner, but your situation may change. You may be adding kids. Kids may be leaving the nest. However it's resonating with you, there's going to be some changes coming up with this relationship. So a lot of this goal achieving and plan making and making decisions to keep the peace, at some point it's going to come to a head, and you're going to have to deal with what you're doing now. You're going to have to deal with those decisions in the future. Let's see what the universe has for guidance for you, Sagittarius. With the Queen of Coins here as your overall energy as it relates to your relationship, there may be some possessiveness on the part of either you or your partner. That's going to cause a problem in the future, because whoever is being possessive, not being possessed, but being possessive, whichever of you it is, may well be your partner, that's going to backfire, because the way they're either trying to put it out, or maybe the way you're trying to put it out, is just not going to last. It's not going to last. And once you get those kinds of jealous and possessive energies out in the open, they get hard to contain, and then that's when arguments and fights and whatever erupt. So just be mindful of this, Sagittarius, because while things are probably just chugging along right now, you need to be careful of being or becoming possessive, and you need to also be on the lookout for your partner being or becoming possessive. For guidance from the universe, we got the Moon card, Five of Swords, again, and the Star card. All right. Sagittarius, the moon card fell up here on your money roll. So I'm going to say it to you again. If you got a third party in your money, and it doesn't have to be a big bank, big mortgage, a big loan. This could just be, like I said, at the grocery store or at the bank, and you're just doing some regular routine, whatever. Be careful with people being deceitful, because their deceit can cause you a whole lot of heartache. So mind your P's and Q's with your money. Double check your statements. Double check anything that needs double checking as far as your money is concerned. This fell up at the top. So that's a big indicator that you need to be cautious moving forward with your money. The Five of Swords. You keep trying to do the same thing and get a different result. It's not going to happen, especially where your relationships are concerned. If you've been just trying to blow things under the rug, as it were, or sweep them under the rug, this is air energy right here, and not deal with what's going on, the energy is really, really strong. Whatever you're not going to deal with, whatever you don't want to deal with, it's going to come back, and sooner rather than later, and you will have to deal with it head on. So word from the universe is to start dealing with whatever it is that you're sweeping under the rug as it pertains to your relationship. Maybe you need to start looking at it now before it gets too far out of hand and you can't do anything. And anything means if the person is going to walk away, you won't have a chance to save the relationship. Or if you make that determination that you don't want to be in a relationship anymore, that's going to be a done deal. So you may want to start looking at whatever it is you're blowing under the rug now. If you really want to keep this relationship, you may want to start looking at things that are hidden. And the moon card didn't fall there for no reason, because as surely as it sits next to the first card in the money roll, it's also sitting on top of this card. So see any nighttime shady shit going on in your relationship. If you think, if you have an inkling, if your intuition is nudging you to check something out, by all means do it and get the light of day on it. With the Star card here, you can't manifest anything. Your money, relationship, anything, sitting around hoping, wishing, and praying. Yes, this is the Star card, but it is also about just laying around and just dreaming and not putting that dream into action. If you want anything good to happen, and you may think, let me back this up, especially in your relationship, because you've got the 7 of coins and you've got the 3 of coins and you are trying to achieve some goals and you are making plans that this is going to be. If you got people, whether it's you or your partner, trying to get possessive about the relationship, if you're making decisions to keep the peace, says it right there, decisions to keep the peace, making decisions to keep the peace, you're not manifesting anything. You're just laying. You're just laying there on the damn star, looking up at the stars, and nothing is getting accomplished because you're not dealing with the situation in its entirety. You're just looking at it at face value and, you know, trying to dig up some goals, you know, and trying to make some plans. But right in the middle of that, you're making decisions just to keep the peace. And that is not a good thing to do, just making decisions so you don't end up in an argument. Maybe it's time for that argument to just get out there in the open. You got to get up to make your wishes and your dreams come true. They ain't just happening. All that Walt Disney fairy tale shit, they don't just pop out the sky. Ooh, there's my carriage and there's my knight shining. You got to work for it. And usually when I start talking about work, that means you have to do work on you, so you can clear up whatever you have that might be holding you back from getting into a good relationship, or from getting the kind of money that you want to get and doing the kind of things you want to do with your money to make your money work for you. You got to get up off your duff and do it. Let's see what the universe has from the oracle cards. Some guidance for Sagittarius universe, some encouragement. Ah, well, that popped out on its own. And I'm going to agree with the card. Downtime. It is time, because I feel like y'all are spinning your wheels just like this little mouse on the hamster wheel here. This ties it up. This card here ties the rest of this up for me. You have a lot going on. Sag, it seems like you're doing a lot just to keep the balls up in the air. But all you're doing is just like this little mouse. You're just running on the little wheel and you ain't going nowhere at all. Not fast, not slow. You're just going around in circles. Use the rest of the Mercury retrograde period. You got to like the 28th of this month. I think it actually goes into direct station on the 26th. But I've been telling everybody, even those I've been reading for, to wait until April 1st. That'll get you past those first couple of days of Mercury stationing direct and kind of get over those initial humps of getting back into direct motion. Use this as downtime. And I know I just said something here a few minutes ago when I say work, usually about inner work. Use this downtime. Reconnect with yourself, Sagittarius. That's what you need to do. You need to reconnect with yourself. What's important to you? Because if you're just out here, especially in your relationship, and you're just making decisions to keep the damn peace, that's bullshit. That is total bullshit. You need to stand up in your truth and walk in your truth and talk your truth so you can be in the truth. And that's money, relationship, whatever. But if you're just doing things just so you can keep the status quo, so take this recommendation. Do the downtime thing. If you are off, maybe this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, to hell with whatever's going on outside, whether it's snowing, sun, shining, whatever. Get you some tea and get you a journal and just think about the things that you want and put them down on paper. And then from that point, how can you manifest it? How can you get up off your duff and make what you want to happen? And the only way you can do that is to take some downtime and focus on your money, focus on your relationship. Think about those things that you want. Think about those things that you are doing currently to keep the status quo and what you can do to get out of that energy. Because just doing something to keep the damn peace, like I said, not gonna happen. It's not good, because you end up suppressing your own energy and your own feelings and your own creative expression about your relationship in particular, because you're just making decisions just so you don't get into an argument or you don't get into a fight or so you don't leave or the other person doesn't leave. And that's not good. That's not good. So take the downtime, do some inside work, do some journaling, do some talking to your friends, do some talking to your family, and, get some insight on what's going on and get some perspective on what's going on so you can make some good decisions coming up in the future. Sagittarius, I love you. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, a good end of the month, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.